Disclaimer: the following episode talks about terminal illness, death, and grief.
Okay, yo. You're listening to John's Take, which is a podcast by Keiro. Today, it's my pleasure to have a guest, Warren, who was introduced to us by the Continuing Education for Nikkei Widowers, and we'll talk much more about that a little bit later. The subject of today's podcast is what you would call either solo aging or maybe the Nikkei Widower. And although this is a subject that might seem a little dark, but I think it's something that everybody is going to go through at one time or another. You've probably seen it in your family and with your friends, and maybe some of us have already been living through this situation. But it's something that is part of life, and hopefully we'll be able to give some insights into that. But before we get any further along, I'd like to ask Warren to tell us a little bit about himself. Born and raised, education, family, military, if you would, Warren.
Okay. Yeah, born and raised on Maui, Hawaii. Stayed there for 18 years, then went to school in Oregon for 2 years. They call Oregon Technical Institute. It was being a technician, a diesel mechanic, actually, I went there for. Then after I graduated, I went back to Hawaii, tried to look for a job. But I was, at that time, we were like classified as 1A draft status. So when you're classified as 1A, that means you can get inducted to the Army anytime. So I worked for 1 year in Honolulu, and then I decided just to join the military. After I joined the military, I went to Fort Ord for basic training. And then after basic, I went to Fort Monmouth, New Jersey for schooling, communication schooling. I think that was 6 or 8 weeks or 10 weeks of schooling. Then after school, was assigned to this outfit at the Signal Corps, which they do equipment installation for the Army all over the world. So that was a pretty good duty. So the first assignment was Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, where we refurbish a central office there. Backup for actually making, it was a Royal Tire company that used to supply tires for the Army. So after that, after we did that, then we went to White Sands, New Mexico, and then we did the central office there. After White Sands, we went overseas to Okinawa. Okinawa was our base, so then from Okinawa went to Taiwan. Spent some time in Taiwan installing the radio communication equipment for the backup for Vietnam.
Was this during the Vietnam era?
Yes.
Okay, so there was a lot going on. And
60, was in 63, 64, 65. I guess.
Oh, just ramping up then.
Yeah, just about just the start part of everything. Yeah. So then after Taiwan, they went to Thailand, did another installation there and the border of Thailand and Cambodia. Then after that, we came back. Then I went, I think it was just a couple of weeks, I went to Vietnam to go install. At that time, they were doing telegraph, those ticker tape thinker. So we went to install this high-speed copying tape machine that would give all these places they had to send information to. It would make copies, and so they can send it out right away. But after that, I went back to Thailand, finish up the job there. And after Thailand, came back to the States, and I worked in the Pentagon we had to install something for the chief of staff. We had to install this, actually like a teletype machine inside this big vault, like a bank vault.
So you had a special pass, right? Clearance?
Just secret clearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was in the top secret room, which I wasn't supposed to be, but I was there. But yeah, and after that, I got out of the service and came here to California.
So from California, what did you do from there?
Well, I had a job already when I left the Army to work for General Telephone. At that time, General Telephone was on strike. That was the longest strike they were on for like 6 months, I think. So that's how I ended up working for AT&T or Pacific Bell that time.
What year was that?
1966, when I got out of the service.
Oh, so yeah, Vietnam was just getting hot right about then. Wow, so that's good. So what rank did you achieve in the military?
Specialist 5.
Oh, that's good. You moved up.
Yeah. Leave it for somebody else.
Okay, well that's fine too. So when you got back to California, how did you meet your wife, and did you know each other from long ago, or just meet someplace?
Well, my first wife, my second wife was the one that passed away. Well, the first wife passed away too, but my first wife we were pen pals in high school. I was in Maui and she was in Honolulu. And somehow we got, I don't know, after I graduated, like when I went back after school in Oregon, we started dating for that 1 year. Then when I joined the service, she moved up here and then she worked in LA. So after I got back from the Far East, she met me in San Francisco and we went to Las Vegas and got married.
That's pretty good. Pen pals. That's something you don't hear much about anymore.
No. So, yeah. So after that, she came back to LA and then went back to Maryland, where we were stationed. That was the last part of my tour of the Army. So when I went to Illinois to work in that time, she came with me, and a lot of the people that I work with, all their wives were there with us, So we got together quite a few times, go out, eat lunch, dinner, or whatever.
How long were you in Southeast Asia?
Oh, when did we go now? That time was maybe a year and a half, maybe.
Well, that's quite a while. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, that was good duty. Because, being on TDY, you get all the benefits.
Yeah.
You get to see stuff, and it's only a few of us. It's not like a big group, And when we fly from here to wherever we go, we always fly first class. Because that time,
Yeah.
because of all the tools we had to carry. When you go fly first class, it's free.
Nothing wrong with that.
So otherwise they had to pay because all our tools were kind of heavy.
So when you got back after the service, you were back in California and went to work for General Telephone, was it?
No, I had a job offered with General Telephone, but they were on strike.
Oh.
So that's when I went to AT&T. Then I stayed with AT&T.
So you were based in Los Angeles, Southern California?
Yeah.
So is that where you started a family, or did you have kids?
Didn't have kids that time when we moved here. We lived downtown in an apartment, and I worked in Santa Monica, and my wife worked downtown LA for Occidental Insurance.
Oh, sure. My uncle worked for Occidental over on Wilshire Boulevard, was it?
Right down the Occidental building right downtown. I don't know if that was on Olive or...
Oh, so it was downtown.
Yeah, right downtown. So she used to catch the bus to go to work. We live right in by Olympic and Western down there somewhere. So she used to catch the bus, go down, and then I used to pick her up after work. I would drive her downtown and pick her up.
So what did and your wife enjoy doing then?
Well, every Friday we go out to go dinner somewhere, a new restaurant or whatever down in LA. So that's our thing was Friday night, yes, go out and eat.
Do you have any special restaurants you liked?
There was, I forgot the name of the one that's up in the Hollywood Hills.
Yamashiro?
Yeah. We used to go up there and eat.
Well, that's a pretty nice restaurant. Beautiful city view.
Yeah, nice.
That's up for sale now.
Oh, yeah?
If you got about $100 million, it'll be yours.
Yeah, nice place to go.
Yeah, that's very nice. I grew up in Hollywood, so I'm very familiar with that area.
Typical Japanese style, restaurant.
Good. Anything else you like to do? At the time, did you like to travel or?
Well, we used to go back to Hawaii every year. Since that time, my parents was still living, and her parents still living, so we go to Honolulu, stay with her parents, and then we go to Maui, stay with my parents. So, but yeah, it was a kind of experience for her to be on Maui because, we live in a plantation house.
Oh.
So my mother used to do laundry in the back, that was how she made her income. But, they used to boil the clothes in the tub.
Yeah.
To get the dirt out of because all the people work in the field, they come back and they're all dirty and can't get the dirt out. So
yeah, it's all that red soil too.
And then she got to boil it and then put it in the washing machine and then rinse it out and hang it up. But the only thing that she didn't like was the bathroom. The bathroom was like you gotta walk,
like an outhouse.
Yeah, kind of like a house, but it was a toilet, but you had to manually flush it. You fill the bucket up with water and then pour it in.
Yeah, that could be a little offsetting, I guess.
Yeah, so she didn't like walking up there in the night. So I said, well, you don't like walking in the night, and just go do your business up there in the grass someplace outside the house. Got nobody around, it's just...
And you said you still have a house in Maui?
Yeah, still have the house. It's not the original house, but it's in Napili. They call Napili. It's the company actually gave the land to my parents, and all they had to do was build a house on it.
Really?
But it was like a lottery system because the whole camp where everybody used to live, they took it over, and that's where the Kapalua golf course is now.
Oh, no kidding.
But the only thing that's original is the Honolulu store. That's still there, but ABC bought it. And now it's ABC, but the Honolulu store sign is still there.
Oh, so is that by the golf course then?
The Ritz-Carlton?
Yeah.
Right next to the Ritz-Carlton is the Honolulu store.
Oh.
And all around there is the Kapalua golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been there.
You been there?
One of my friends had a condo next to the one right next to the Ritz-Carlton. And so we would go every so often, play golf and eat. And I remember going to the store, and it was right around there. I wonder if that's probably the same one. Small world.
That's the only store that we could buy stuff from. So behind the store was the Japanese camp at that time.
Uh-huh.
So we had Japanese camp, Filipino camp, and Hawaiian camp. Where the Ritz-Carlton is the Hawaiian camp. And then down on the right side, going to the Fleming Beach area, that used to be the Filipino camp. But then after a while, they all combined, Everybody moved into the...
Yeah. So how large were these camps? I mean, how many people or how many...
Japanese camp there were quite a few. The Hawaiian camp was the smallest. And the Filipino camp, it wasn't as big. But the Japanese camp was the biggest.
So then everybody worked the plantation?
Yeah. I don't know why they separate them. But most of the Filipinos were all single men, that came from Philippines to work. But the Japanese side was families with kids and stuff.
Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. So, so you go to Hawaii a couple times a year, visit?
Yeah, go visit the family when they're there.
How long was it? When did your first wife pass away? What happened, if you don't mind?
Maybe 4 years ago.
Oh,
She passed away. But we got divorced because she wanted a divorce. I didn't want a divorce, but she wanted it. So then I met my second wife working. After I retired from AT&T, I worked at this startup company in Anaheim. They call First World, but they went out of business. But that's where I met my second wife. But then that company went out of business, so they started up another company called Paytech, and then that was in Irvine. So we moved from the first company to the second company. Actually, everybody that was working there all moved to the second company.
oh, so that wasn't that bad then?
No. But, I just retired, and I didn't want to, I thought I was going to not work for a while, but they called me right away after I retired to come back work. I said, wow, I'm just, like I was painting the house inside and changing all my windows. And I said, well, you got to give me at least a few weeks, after I just retired. So they said, yeah, okay. Because the startup company was just starting up. They didn't have anything yet, just starting. So, but yeah.
So what year did you retire from AT&T?
1995. Then I retired from the startup company in 2005.
Oh, so you worked another 10 years, huh?
Yeah.
So that was a real retirement.
Yeah, that was my real retirement. Actually, they fired me from that job.
Oh.
Because I was the fiber engineer for the last company. And we were supposed to do the whole project over there in Playa del Rey. You got that whole community there. So we were supposed to do all the fiber. Well, originally the people that had it had installed copper, all over. They was going to install copper. And we said, well, why are you going to install copper? Because it's so expensive, Why not just put fiber in? So when I put the fiber in, actually saved them like $40,000, I think it was. So just by doing that, they gave me like stock in a company, saving them some money.
Good.
But then the company, the people that owned Playa Vista, they were so, trying to get this and that and change their mind and do this and that. And we finally said, oh, we give up. We don't want it anymore. So we gave it to AT&T.
Oh.
So AT&T got it now. So,
huh.
But we were the original ones started it, but because they have a lot of methane over there, Because,
yeah. So how was your retirement then? Your real retirement? Did you transition well?
Yeah, retirement is good. I enjoy it. But except when my second wife came down with lung cancer.
Oh.
Or was it 2016? Then we were planning on going. Well, after we got married, we went to Taiwan to, meet her family, and actually did our honeymoon going around the whole island of Taiwan. But then when she got sick, before she got sick, we already was planning to go back because that was been 50 years since she left Taiwan. So she wanted to go back to, but we never made it. We planned it, but we never got to do it.
So she was diagnosed and then it was very rapid?
Yeah, after they found out, it was like a routine checkup that she was going to do, physical. And this time, usually they never do x-ray, right?
Uh-huh.
But this time they said, they're going to do x-ray. So when they did the x-ray, that's how they found the
Really?
cancer. If they didn't do the x-ray, we wouldn't have known.
Did she smoke?
No. Non-smoke, they call it non-smoking lung cancer.
Yeah, lung cancer. My cousin had that. Same thing.
They were wondering why that the Oriental women, non-smoker, is getting cancer. They don't know why there are so many of them. But yeah, after she found out, right away, chemo for I don't know how many session chemo, and then radiation, then surgery. Took out one lung on the right side because you got three on the right side. So they took out one. I guess that was the easiest way. When we went to those support group, lung cancer support group, everybody tell us different story. Some of them say, "Oh no, they only took out part of the lung. They don't take the whole lung out." But I guess this doctor thought the easy way was just cut the tube and sew it up, and that's it. Yeah, she went through so many chemo for about 5 years. Chemo, immunotherapy, back and forth. One worked, then they try another one, and that one didn't work. But I think the first immunotherapy worked for a couple of years, I think. She was fine. She could do stuff. We could travel and all that. But the last year was when the thing didn't work anymore. The chemo didn't work. Then I think I was taking her every couple weeks to do chemo. So that, but then she was about to do this trial. She did all the tests, except the one test she did, the last one that she was going to do was the brain MRI. And when she did the brain MRI, it was a Friday. Then Saturday, she tells me, "Oh, I'm not feeling good, something not right." But we found out that her platelet was so low. I think it was only in the 30s and should be up 100 or 200 or something. But she was going to Cedars-Sinai, and the people in Cedars-Sinai called Thomas Memorial and told them that they should increase her platelet level. Otherwise, they can't, do the, what do you call that?
Oh, the clinical trial.
But they never told us anything, until after the fact. Then she had a brain hemorrhage and the blood clot, and then that's made her paralyzed on the whole right side. So that was Friday she had the MRI, Saturday she was not feeling good, Sunday she was paralyzed. So try to move somebody that's paralyzed. Oh, it's not, you cannot even, I tell her, put your arms around my neck so I can carry you, like to the bathroom or
Yeah.
something. The right side not working, you just like
Oh, yeah.
just drop down to the ground.
Yeah, transferring is you have to be like a professional to be able to do
Yeah.
things like that. Very difficult.
But the bad thing was that I said, oh, she got to go to the bathroom. So I said, okay, I'll go put a diaper on you and you can go, Then I'll just change you. She said, no, I cannot do it in the diaper. She got to go to the bathroom.
Well, you got to do it.
I go, well, let's see what I'm going to do. So I had a chair. So I put some wheels on the bottom of the chair. So I rolled it next to the bed, and I rolled her down. Going off the bed to the chair was okay, and I rolled her to the bathroom and rolled her from the chair to the toilet. But then try to go from the toilet back to the bed. That was another thing. I should have used a sheet or something,
Didn't they have a home health come and show you how to do all that? And
No, this was before all that.
oh, gee, because
That was just the day, Sunday, that she had the,
oh, so this is like almost immediate.
yeah.
Oh,
Like Friday was the MRI, Saturday was not feeling too good, Sunday was paralyzed. So then Sunday we called the cancer doctor, whoever was on duty. So he gave us some medication to try, but that didn't work. So Monday we called again and they said, take her to emergency now. So I called 911 and they came and took her. Yeah, after that, everything went downhill.
oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah, that's okay. When she in the hospital, she now California, you can get the pill, right?
Oh,
To end your life. But you have to be able to say, yeah, I want the pill, and you have to be the one to take it. No, somebody else can give you the pill.
yeah.
Yeah. So she was at little company of Mary, and they like a Saturday we were there, and Monday was a holiday, so we thought, oh, they're not going to discharge her until after Monday. But they tell us, nope, Sunday you got to go. So I say, what? We're not even prepared for anything. So my son was here from Oregon, so we said, well, what shall we do? So we said, well, the only thing we can do is call hospice. Then we call hospice, and then as soon as we did that, they came here and, bring the bed,
Yeah.
everything. They furnished everything, medication, everything. We brought her home Sunday, and we already had all the stuff here. They brought it all here before she came home. The only thing was she had long-term care. I was in contact with the long-term care insurance, but it has to be 30 days. 30 days you got to be, not able to do either bathe yourself,
Yeah.
clothe yourself, eat yourself.
Essential functions.
I went through all the loop of what to do and fill out all the forms and send it in, and they tell me, yeah, you qualify. So, okay. So then after she passed, before she passed, I called them again. I said, well, does she qualify for this stuff? And they said, no, you don't qualify because you only have 16 days before she was going to pass, So I said, no. So they kept all the money.
Oh, man. Long-term care is expensive, too.
Well,
It can be expensive.
Well, she had it we both have it since we were 55, so it was still cheap that time. Like I think she was paying like $1,300 a year or something. So, and I was paying about the same.
So after your wife passed, how was that transition into kind of being alone, I guess?
Well, she and I talked about, her passing and all that. So for me, it didn't affect me that bad. Like some people, they really go get down, But Torrance Memorial is pretty good. They called me and told me if I needed support for, all this stuff. I said, no, I don't need it. So I told them I was fine. But then, about 6 months later, they call again, and check up on me and stuff like that. But I said, no, I'm fine. I don't need that stuff. Yeah. So the last thing, I think they sent me a card and they said, I don't know what they said on that card, but anyway, but that was good that they had that support, but I didn't need it.
How about like friends and family and all?
My second daughter lives right here, close, about 15 minutes away. So, but my son lives in Oregon. But they come down either they come down or I go up there.
So you get to see family fairly often?
Yeah.
That's good. Then I know you work in the garden a lot. What else do you do?
I do line dance 3 times a week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, so Wednesday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, my day off. So I just joined the Planet Fitness. So I would, if I don't have anything to do, then I go to the gym.
Good.
Wednesday and Friday, and maybe Saturday, Sunday. But
So where do you do the line dance?
the Moose over there on Venice, right across the Honda Center.
Oh, okay. That's good. How large a group is it?
Oh, quite a bit. At least maybe 30, between 15 and 30.
Well, that's good. So do you do anything afterwards? Go out to eat or anything like that?
No, then I come home and go eat. I usually don't go out to eat most, unless I just happen to be, let me try this place or something.
There's a lot of good places to eat down here, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of places. But
So when did you get involved with the continuing education for Nikkei Widowed?
my cousin, who's going to be 95, she been a member. I think when she first started, I think there was only like 6 of them. So she's been there for that long. So after my wife passed away, after a year, she told me, "Oh, why don't you come and join the group?" So I said, "Okay, I go." So that's how I started.
How do you like the organization?
They're good. I mean, once a month, but good fellowship and get together and eat and talk story and stuff like that. And they always have somebody come, like you guys, come and talk.
Yeah.
Give, So it's help. I mean, it's interesting group that they bring, to talk to the group. And then whenever they don't have that, we either have bingo or something to play, game, some kind of game. So
If you were to, it seems like you've made this transition, pretty well. I mean, planned for it. You had the long-term care. You and your wife talked about, her passing and all. And what advice would you have for someone who is going to be experiencing what you've already gone through?
Well, it all depends on the person, I guess. For me, I didn't need any help, but some people, take it really hard, when their partner passed away. So I would say try to get support, join the support group. Because I know when we joined the cancer support group, that really helped, telling your story to the other people that experiencing the same thing. But yeah, I think support group is really good. think we were on the support group for, I think ever since she got the cancer. It's almost 5-6 years. And we meet once a month too.
Do you still keep in touch with them at all?
No, not after, because they have like Zoom things before. I don't know about now. I don't know if they get together now or not. But we used to get together right down here in Redondo Beach. But now I think they moved somewhere by the airport, Torrance Airport. But yeah, I would say join support group. It really helps.
Well, that's good advice. Well, I want to thank you very much for your time. This has been very interesting, getting to know you, your story, and what you've been through and how well you've come through that. So if you haven't already, please make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Keiro Connect, and we will to see what we're up to. Also, this is John again, thanking you for being with us, wishing you blue skies and green lights until next time.